So first of all, selamat pagi and very good morning to all of you and to all the respected academicians, librarians, as well as students. Welcome to this session. Today's session is on Proquest Dissertation and Thesis Global. So I just want to know, because we have quite a number of participants today, I just want to know how many of you all here in this session, you have used this platform or you have access to this platform in the past. You can either use your the emojis to respond, or you can also say yes in the chat box so that I know that what are the who are my audiences are. So it's easier for me to tailor the session accordingly. Okay, I don't see many thumbs up. I don't see yes also. If you have accessed it, you just say yes in the chat box, or thumbs up is good also. Okay. Okay, basic browsing, that's fine, that's good, as long as you have used it. All right. Okay, let me just share this the slide. Hold on a second. Let me share my slide. Okay, can you see my slide? Are you able to see my slide? Okay, good. Let's see some thumbs up. All right, that's great. So you're now able to see my slide. So again, today's session is on Proquest Dissertation and Thesis Global. So as the name suggests, these are basically collections of actual graduate works done by users across the world from the participating universities. Okay, so this is what you have. So these collections are put into a database, and we will see how we can explore in extracting the relevant information to either support you in your research or your teaching purposes, or even for learning purposes. Okay, so this is what we're going to see in next 1.5 hours or so. So I'm going to go off camera for now. So later on, if you have any question, I will be back on camera. Hold on, let me go off camera. Okay. Now, before I start, let me give a very brief introduction about myself. I'm sure some of you are familiar with me. I have been conducting training with UTeM for some past years as well. So my name is Kurinji Malar, and I'm the Customer Success Manager with Proquest, which is now part of Clarivate. And I've been with Proquest Clarivate roughly about 5 years, but I have been this industry, information service industry, for many years, and I have worked across all the academic institutions as well as government sectors across Southeast Asia, and now I have expanded to Australia. And I'm also one of the mentor as part of the Global Mentorship Initiative. Of course, I'm based in Malaysia. This is my email address, just in case if you want to take note, just take note. Okay. So even though we have 1.5 hours, we have about 4 learning objectives. That means what will be your key takeaway after after the session. So number 1 is how to access it. That's the very main thing. Panazliza has shown you how to get access to this platform. Then from there, we are able to navigate the platform to ensure that we are able to find informations to broaden your literature review. So for example, if you want to find for research in the area of your research area, you want to find some examples of research conducted before. So we will see how we can navigate this platform effectively to broaden the literature reviews or tap into its wealth of resources that it has. Okay, now that's number 1. Number 2, because they are all in the form of database. Yeah, so we need to apply some best practices to discover the information. Now, the good news that I want to share with you is now we are going to release the new feature. We call that as a Proquest Research Assistant. So there is actually an AI integration into this platform, and it will be available to all users, Proquest Dissertation and Thesis users, by next week. 28th of April, from 28th of April. I will show you how it looks like. Right now, you're not able to see it yet because it's only will be available from 28th of April onwards. But it is good that you have the AI integration in this platform that will help you to work with the documents. Okay, so that I will show you examples later. And I will stick very quick explanation. I mean, I'll just share a little bit on to the impact of publishing dissertation and thesis for early career researchers, or some of you students here, you probably want to see what's the impact of publishing dissertation and thesis as it is in Proquest platform. And lastly, we will look at how you can organize the information, how can you abstract the information, how you can download, how can you export it to a citation management system, how can you use this material for your teaching purposes, and we'll see that shortly. So these are our main 4 objectives that you key objectives or learning objectives that you will be your key takeaway towards the end of the session. Okay, I will take you. I always share this story, giving some background to Proquest dissertation and thesis. Maybe you already know about this, but just a recap. So how this whole Proquest dissertation and thesis started? It is started in 1939, long time ago, 1939, of Proquest under the name of UMI. They started disseminating the dissertation and thesis in the form of booklet. So they print the dissertation and thesis of one institution, start circulating, start disseminating to other institutions. So that way it has started, it started in 1939. So when there's a technology advancement subsequently, in 1951, they started disseminating the content, the dissertation and thesis content, the actual graduate works, in the form of microfilm. So it is now from booklet moved on to the microfilm. And in 1997, it has actually launched the Proquest Dissertation and Thesis Global. This is the online platform, which you're seeing right now. It is evolved since then. So it evolved along the way. In 2000, lots of misconception or conception saying, yeah, we have the dissertation and thesis, but the coverage are very US-centric. So in 2000, they started expanding, Proquest started expanding the coverage to cover the global coverage, including Canada, UK, Europe, Middle East, Asia. And in the last 5 years or so, we have coverage from Malaysia, right? We have coverage from Southeast Asia, including Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines, as well as Indonesia and Singapore. It's a part of the coverage in Southeast Asia. Okay, and the last 3 years, there's been lots of improvement and enhancement. So in 2022, they have launched the citation connection. That is very important because it basically will recommend sources based on the shared citations. And 2023, it is also part of the Web of Science collection. It is indexed in the Web of Science, so you are able to access. If you have Web of Science collection, you can also do a quick search within the other scholarly materials, with conference papers, books, and together with the dissertation and thesis as well. And the latest one is the one I had mentioned earlier, Proquest Research Assistant, which is the AI integration that will be launched on 28th of April. So it will be available to you from 28th of April. You will see the Research Assistant in your Proquest Dissertation and Thesis Global. Okay. Now this Proquest Dissertation and Thesis, this is just not only that you can go and search for information, search for dissertation and thesis, collections of information and thesis to accelerate your discovery, but it is more to that because it is also amplifying the research. So it actually does three jobs at the same time. So let's say in future, UTeM has become partnered with Proquest and started disseminating the content. So your content will also amplify it across other institutions, just like what I'm going to share. The other customer success team will be sharing with from across the global. They'll be sharing your information to the research community or those who are doing research in the Proquest dissertation and thesis. So they amplify your research. And after amplifying, of course, your UTeM, if it is already amplifying or disseminating, you can also analyze the influence. So the institution, they can analyze the influence of the papers and say how many of my papers have been accessed, which paper has been accessed, who is accessing my paper, which countries are accessing the highest country that have access to my papers, or which institution is using it, applying my research more. They can be analyzed. Those kind of metrics can be analyzed. Okay. So now, but today, our session, because you have a collection, in your institution from your library portal. Library has subscribed and curated this content in your library portal. So we will see how we can accelerate the discovery of the content from this platform. Okay. So we actually we did kind of a survey to ask researchers asking why is these collections of dissertation and thesis is in a unique scholarship for researchers. Why is it important to you? So some of the response from the researchers, it says that sometimes the thesis reveal results that are not yet published in peer-reviewed content, peer-reviewed literature. So some of those results or some of these research may not be published in the peer-reviewed literature, such as scholarly journals, but you will be able to find those kind of information in here. Number two is you can look at the dissertation itself. It is actually a lengthy document. And you can see a lots of experimental details that you can find in dissertations as compared to journal articles, scholarly journals articles, etc. So this is what they responded. And on top of that, it's a good resource for a detailed materials and method because it explains every single details of materials and method, how the research was carried out. So that it is so the users can see the examples of it. Okay, so that is why this is some of the response from the researchers. But this there's also a conception saying, okay, dissertation and thesis are more suitable for postgraduate, but no, it is not. It still can be applied by the undergraduate student. It is meant to be used by undergraduate students, graduate students, researchers, academicians. If you want to use it to do quick analysis, quick understanding about some topics and so on. So with that, with this collection, they are able to discover emerging areas, to uncover some of the cutting edge research and identify some trends. You're also able to enhance literature review and build the expertise across the topics, and also access to detailed information such as the research and the methodologies sections where it's in detail, which is not available in peer-reviewed literature. Okay. So what is it? What do I have? So again, you have a collections of actual graduate works done by users from the participating institutions. So we have about more than 4,100 participating institutions. In this collection, you have more than 6 million records of graduate works. That means you have inclusive, the 6 million is inclusive of abstract as well as full text. So if you just want to look at full text, we have 3.6 million. And these are coming from the participating institutions across the global, across 70 over countries. Okay? And every year there's a new institution partnering with us, so then we have more content is being added. So I look forward to have UTeM as one of our participating institution in future. Okay. Now, across disciplines, the contents are basically across the discipline. So if your interest of research is, let's say, it's related to communication and information, or if you have research that is related more towards the engineering or ecosystem sciences or interdisciplinary or social sciences or environmental sciences or health and medical sciences, you can see it is actually, you can find the coverage of the subjects are quite wide, wide spectrum. So you can find a lot of information in this collection. Okay, this slide just to show you, if you are doing research on any of this subject, they will find some examples of dissertation. This is actually available at the top 25 most researched every month content. I will show you how to access this later. Okay, now another reason why is this dissertation and thesis, it's useful and it's easy to find information in Proquest platform, because the moment the manuscript, the actual graduate works, is submitted to Proquest, so the Proquest editorial team will go through an enhancement in enhancing or enriching the metadata. So they have indexed with the advisory committee, the institutional metadata, to identifiers, to the cross-index vocabularies, abstracts and the bibliographic metadata. So basically, these are indexed so well so that whenever you want to find an information, if you just have some information, for example, if you say, I have this subject that I want to search, but I want to see how this research has been conducted in some institutions such as the MIT, or if you want to see from Caltech specifically, you can do that. You can do such a way because it's easy to zoom into those data because it has been it's a metadata enriched, has been done by the Proquest editorial team. Okay. Now, this is the Proquest Research Assistant. So it is the AI integration in the Proquest dissertation and thesis, which will be available to you on 28th of April. So I will show example from my ID later, but now I just want to show you some of the how it looks like. So where will you find it? Where will you find the research assistant is at the document page. So as you know, now discovering of the information is become easy. Most of you know how to just search it or browse it, able to find the information. But digesting this paper, which are some of it, this is 93 pages. Some dissertation can even go on up to 200 pages. So digesting and understanding this dissertation and thesis, which are more technical papers and more analytical papers, can be an uphill task. So for you to ease that, that's why we have launched this research assistant. Most of you will be very familiar with the use of generative AI. So this is basically will give you a quick idea on, okay, in the past, we will always, if you go for the information literacy classes, how to digest these papers. Usually you'll say, okay, read the abstract. Then from the abstract, you decide whether or not read the entire paper. Now you may not have to do that. You basically can look at the Proquest Research Assistant, look at the key takeaways. So it allows the users quickly determine the relevance. It says that what is this paper about? What is an additional key takeaways have been discussed, and how is it related to the search that you have conducted based on this paper? Then after that, you will also see some suggested topics. You will see a suggested research topic. So if you are in the midst of defining your research topic, let's say your research is on this, right? But the system here, the key takeaway, so the Proquest Research Assistant will also suggest a research topic saying, okay, if you are interested in this research, here are some of the topic that I would suggest for you to explore. So they actually suggest a research topic here. And I will talk about the foundational research and the similar dissertation later. So in the Proquest Research Assistant components, you have key takeaway, the important concepts, the suggested research topic, and along with that, you will also have this foundational research. Foundational research is currently available, but sometimes it becomes unnoticed. But now it is part of the Proquest Research Assistant component so that you can easily see it all at one go. So what is foundational research? So if you recall, citation connection, discovering information using citation connection is one of the very important element when it comes to expanding your literature discovery. So foundational research is one of it. How foundational research works is based on the document that you're analyzing, it will suggest you, okay, these are some foundational research on these topics. So it suggests you a paper that you should explore because the paper that you are analyzing and this paper has shared at least 5 of the references and they have a lot of similarities. So in that way, it suggests you to explore those papers. Even though you don't have, it's not hyperlink, not to worry, you can see these papers are recommended to explore. Okay. Now, similar dissertation is those dissertations had high similarity to the paper that you are, the dissertation that you are analyzing. So if you found one, you can expand to look at another dissertation based on the similar dissertation recommendation. Okay, so this is what you will be seeing in the research assistant. As I go on later in the demo, I will show you. Okay, so I will not go through all this in detail because I want to take you to the live demo. in the live demo, it's much more easier for you to explore the broad subject, because you can start with a very broad subject, and then you can narrow down and also define your research topic from there. So to do that is very easy with Proquest Dissertation and Thesis, as it has been very highly indexed for quick easy discovery. So let's say if you have a broad topic on subject, educational technology, it will give you all the research, all the dissertations that has been tagged under the educational technology. Then you can zoom in by looking at subjects, specific subjects that you are interested in, or if sometimes you're not aware of this subject, but now you're able to see, oh, okay, it could be also expanding to other subjects like this. You give you an idea as well. On top of that, there's an index term. Okay, so this is okay. Now, what's the differences between the subject and the index term? I will explain that later. But if you know the differences, just feel free to share it in the chat box. Yeah. Okay. Now, the index term is something that you want to explore, because this is on educational technology. So these are the keywords that you want to explore. So distance learning, or do you want to look at it from the technology integration, from the perspective of educational technology? So this is how it works. In some instances, here you have a very specific topic. You have a topic that in your mind. So, for example, if you want to explore on net zero or zero carbon or carbon neutrality, something like that, you already have the keywords in your mind. From there, you can combine it and say, okay, I want to look at research done by this University of California, Berkeley, or say a question, no, right? Okay. So, or in Stanford University, you can do this with Proquest Dissertation and Thesis. Okay. So I will not go through this, because with the research assistant, the job of exploring the abstract, looking at the recommendation, the limitations are all is not much. It's not as important as before, but you still can do it, but it is now can be relied on the Proquest Research Assistant. Okay, I will talk about the connections as well as I go on. So let's go into the platform. So before I go to the platform, so remember, this is the content is in the database. So you need to apply. We do not have the prompting type of discovery yet, but you can still find information by searching with keywords. Hold on, let me take you to so far, do you have any question? You have any question, please let me know. Okay. I don't see any question in the chat box, or even I don't see any raised hand here. So we will move on. Now recall the steps that Panhadliza has showed you earlier. You go to your library portal, look at the online resources, go to the Proquest Dissertation and Thesis. So if you're accessing in campus, it's right away you can access it. But if you're accessing through off campus, so you may need to log in to the link proxy and enter your credentials correctly. So once you have done all those steps, and if you are here at this page, if you see your institution's label here, so that means you are on the right track, you're on the right platform, you are on the Proquest Dissertation and Thesis Global. Okay. So again, to emphasize actually the coverage of this content, it's multidisciplinary. So whether your research is on engineering related, or if is it on in mathematical related, or natural sciences, or social sciences, or arts, or humanities, business and economics, you will be able to find it here. Okay. Now, to start with, you may have a key term. You can start in basic search. You can also go into the advanced search. I will show you for those who are new, if you would just want to see the differences between the basic and the advanced search, right? I will show you how it goes. So let's say if you want to do this is something you just want to see. I want to look at net zero emissions, for example. So you can use the basic search. So what it means in basic search is it will search across the entire 6.2 million content, and say, okay, these are about more 200 records that actually discuss about net zero emissions, whether they discuss in the abstract, in the full text, or in the title, everywhere, anywhere in the document, it will surface to you. So this basically a quick indicator to users, to say, okay, yes, I think I should explore this dissertation and thesis because I can find some information. So that is just to move on with that. But once you know you're comfortable, I would always suggest you to go for advanced search. Why advanced search is you have some search fields that, if you recall, databases will have search fields. So in search fields, it's much more easier to discover information, more targeted information. So this time you say, yes, I want to search on net zero emission related topic. Or I can have an additional term called carbon neutrality, for example. So this is where you need to apply the search tips. So you say, I want net zero emissions, or I want to include carbon neutrality as an additional key term here, alternative key term here. So net zero emissions, okay, one or, yeah. So you don't need to be capital, you can just leave it as or, and where I want these key terms to appear in it. So I recommend this NOFT. So if you use NOFT, that means your key term, net zero emissions or carbon neutrality, will appear either in the title or in the abstract or in the subject indexing. So if it is talking about in the title or abstract or in the subject indexing, that is something will be more targeted to you instead of everywhere in the document, maybe just mention one time in the documents which you don't want. You want to be more specific. Okay, so with this will help you to get more targeted information. So as you scroll down, you limit to full text if your intention is to only look at full text. We can do this later, so you hold on first. Okay, these are some lookup indexes. I will show you how you can use combination of lookup indexes. And if you don't select any of this manuscript type, either master's thesis or doctoral dissertation, it will pick up all and also all languages. Okay, so just take note of that. It's easy, very straightforward. So let's say this is your key term. Okay. So you see that these results are very targeted, right? It's not giving you hundreds of results because I used NOFT. That means I want to see dissertations which has the discussion of net emissions or carbon neutrality to appear either in the title or in the abstract or in the subject indexing. So how do I know it's appearing in subject indexing? I can also see from here, or if I go to the indexing, right? Indexing means it can be also the index terms. This one, the keyword identifier. We're still talking about carbon management, emission mitigation, and so on. So if it might appear there. So now I will explain to you what's the difference between the subjects as well as the index term. So where do we find it again? So on your left panel, on here, this is the filter panel. And this filter panel, you can limit them to, if you just want to see full text. From the one glance here, I can see these are all full text. Can you see all that full text? Okay, if you see some abstract, there could be some abstracts as well. So to limit to see the full text, you can just select the full text. And you can also say you want to, of course, the popularity of this research is only picking up in the last few years. So you can also say, okay, show me the last 5 years of content, last 10 years of content. You can update it here. You can do so. Or if you want to expand it here and update it, you can do so. And also, or you can also just enter the date range, 2016 to current, 2020 to current. You can just enter the date range. You don't need to have the dates. Just a year will do. Here you go, subject. Okay, so the subject that it covers on discussion of net zero or zero carbon neutrality, it's from climate change perspective to alternative energy perspective. And if I click more, you can see the rest of it. So you can explore and zoom into what you want to see. Okay, now index term. So index term, if I click on it, okay, that's of course talking about carbon neutrality, renewable energy, life cycle assessment, or if you click more, you will see there are other index term that has been discussed in the context of net zero or carbon neutrality and so on. So, okay, now the difference again, just want to share with you. Subjects are very broader topic which has been assigned from the Proquest subject indexing. So when they index the content, they base on the Proquest subject indexing. But index terms are from the author. So this author from Colorado Technical University submit the manuscript. They have to give at least 5 index term that is related to this manuscript. So why? Because so that if they want the content to be discovered, then these are some some related the important key terms that has been emphasized in this dissertation. So if you are looking at specifically on certain index term, so it will take you to those related papers that discuss about that index term. Okay, so you can use any of that. On top of that, you can also see, okay, maybe from a different perspective if you want to explore it. Okay, next you probably want to see, okay, this is my search from the 970 results that I confined for last 15 years. You can see which institution has been contributing, highest contributor. So we have the Portugal universities, seems to be Portugal universities to have high contribution, and also these Massachusetts, MIT as well, and other institutions. So you can explore it such a way, zoom into some specific university. So with one search, if you want to explore the subject, you want to explore the index, you can explore the institution as well. Okay. So now if you want to clear the form, you just clear the form and you can start with another search. I will give you some other examples. So I just say, let's say if you don't have the key term in your mind, but you know that you want to do research, the very broad topic on biofuel, bioenergy, or biomass, right? So let's say if you have this biofuel, bioenergy, biomass. So if you have this, you can say, okay, now let's see from the subject indexing. So you choose subject indexing and you search. You will now get a lot of results, more results as compared to before. You see 8,000 over results. And why you have this is because it is actually talking about, it is talking about definitely about either one of these terms. To see where is it, if you don't see it in the subject, you go to your abstract, scroll down, you will see it is actually at the identifier. Okay, so biofertilizer, this biomass, nitrogen uptakes, and so on. So that is why it is appearing to you, if it is surfacing to you. From here, again, you can refine it accordingly by date, by subjects, by index term, by institutions, or location. So if you want to see any of these coming from Malaysia, you can go to your institution, university institution, and click here. And you just click here to sort it in the alphabetic order. So see whether we have anything from Malaysia. Okay, so we do have. So let's click on this and you can apply. So some of this research, I think mostly was from University of Malaya. It's been one of the highest contributor to content in dissertation and thesis. So you can see a lot of contribution from them, which is subject under the biofuel, bioenergy, biomass, and so on. So that's why it's appearing here. Okay. So that's one way how you can discover the content, to explore, to expand your discovery. Okay, that's number one. So now again, let's say you have more than a few key terms that you have in your mind. So let's say we go for lithium ion batteries, right? Or Li-ion is in a short form. Okay, so this is what lithium ion batteries, Li-ion. Okay, so this is your first term. You can just say, okay, I want to search on this, but I want to see from, looking at it from the energy storage or energy efficiency perspective. So you can use another line, okay, another row here, sorry, another row, and energy storage. or energy efficiency. Or if you have more key terms, you can add on the key terms here. You can add on. And if you want to add more key terms, you can just add rows here. And this time you say, yes, still I want this key term to appear in the title, abstract, or subject indexing. Then search it. Okay. So this time you will find still a lot, and that means this research on lithium ion batteries are quite a lot. And there's a lot of research discovery on energy storage or energy efficiency. So you can see this is all about that. You can see that. So that's how you can use this station to discover the content. So your even your topic is related to electrical technology and engineering, or if is it related to computer technology and engineering, or industrial and manufacturing technology, or any topics, yeah, like if you want to find smart manufacturing or additive manufacturing, or if you want to look at the energy harvesting on Internet of Things, and any of this topic, you should be able to find some related dissertation or thesis here. But how do you do it? You just use some techniques that I have shared. Okay, but it's for you to explore. You can explore it accordingly. But just remember, if you have additional key terms, you use the operator or here. But don't worry if you have not much time. If you want to quickly understand about the search tips, use the search tip here. Just click here. It shows you, okay, search tips, step 1. This is what you do. If you want to look for a phrase, put a quotation mark. Or if you are looking for a specific term, don't worry about the use of the plural and the singular, because it will automatically recognize. The comparative and superlative adjectives are automatically recognized. The spelling variances between American and British are automatically recognized. So you just type in one of it is good. And use of the asterisk. This has been there for many, many years. The use of asterisks as a truncation character to expand the other variances. So economy can be economic, economies, and so on. So in your case, if you are running a search on artificial intelligence and robotic, so robot, you put asterisk, automatic, automation, automate, put an asterisk. So you can do that, use some of these techniques given here. This is a proximity operator. So sometimes we want the two key terms to be in the closer proximity. So if let's say, let me show you some example. Okay, this one. Okay, this is on aerodynamics and fluid mechanics. So if you say, I want this two key term in the closer proximity, you can either use near/3, near/10, or you can just put in n/10. Okay, I think this is the easiest. So what it means is, I want all the discussion about aerodynamics and fluid mechanics to appear in the closer, there must be in the closer proximity of 10 words, in the close proximity. So you can leave it as it is. You can search it everywhere also can. You can go to NOFT. So what it means is it will search for, hold on. I want to show you the examples. Let's go with NOFT, then you can see the examples. So there you can see that the term fluid mechanics, aerodynamics, they will be in the closer proximity, probably in one sentence, within the sentence, or within the paragraph, so that it will become relevant to you. You can use that if you want to. But usually, I'm sure you are able to discover the content much more easier. Okay. So now I just want to recap what we have done so far. So we have looked at the, hold on, I look at this. So before I move on to the next one, I just want to recap what we have done. You know how to get to your Proquest Dissertation and Thesis Global. From there, you know how to navigate using the basic searches, using the advanced searches such as NOFT, using some of the connectors, the search tips, and use the search fields such as NOFT, subject indexing. Then you know how to refine from the left panel, refine to the publication, refine to the subject, refine to the index term. Then you can also refine specifically to the institutions or the location of the institution. All that is easy, you can do it. And you know how to apply some of the best practices by looking at some of the search tips. But don't worry, if you are still not familiar with that, I will share the site here. So let me share the site from here. Hold on a second. Okay. You can check at the chat box. Can you see your chat box? At the chat box, hold on. I will share this link. I will share this link right on a Proquest link guide. So if you click on that link guide, that link, you will come to this page for you to quickly learn about basic searches, search strategy tips. These are all in the form of e-learning tutorial. So take about 10-15 minutes. You already know how to use this platform more effectively. Okay. So take your time to learn that. This summary is here. We are at the live demo just now. Now we come back to the platform. So whatever searches that you have conducted in the past, it will be saved here in your recent searches. For the current session, if you have sessions up, if you already closed the browser, then the information, whatever search that you have conducted in the past will no longer there. So before I go and show you how to retrieve that, as you scroll down, if you notice, we have lookup indexes. So you not only can discover information using the search term, but as you scroll down, you can use some of these lookup indexes. You can go into the specific institution if you want to, or if you have some subject in your mind and say, my subject that I want to search is this specifically on this subject of machine learning, for example. So let's say, I want to do by subject. Just look up. If you type in machine learning, just type it. Okay. So it will give you specifically machine learning. If there are anything else related to that machine learning, you will see there's other options as well. So you can select on machine learning and look up for all the dissertation that is related to machine learning. Then you can also go for more granular index. You use a granular index. So if you use granular index such as this one, for example, okay, augmented reality, for example. Right, let me type in, or face recognition, for example, just type it in. So you will see these are all augmented reality related, but there are also other research on, augmented reality arts, there's design, there's classroom. So each of it, there are some research has been published on the mobile augmented reality and so on. So you can select every one of that, or you can just select whichever that you want to explore. You can do that. Okay. You can use a combination of index, lookup index and universities, or you can also go for specifically institutions. So let's say if you want to find all the dissertation done by this Massachusetts University, MIT University, right? So you just type in Massachusetts and it's Massachusetts Institute, and you click find. You will find that all the results coming from MIT. You can just add this into your search. Then you say, okay, apart from MIT, I also want to search all the research from this California Institute of Technology. So for example, Caltex, right? You want to see if there's any, then you find it. Okay, there are also, so you just add on. And you also want to look up from Stanford University, for example. So you just type it here and say, okay, show me all this from Stanford. You can just type in Stanford will do, right? Just type in Stanford and you will find Stanford University. Okay, add to your search. If you want a combination of subject that you're looking for, you can do so. But now let me show you how, if you want to, find information from some of these institutions specifically. So now from there, you can see this institution, the subjects are listed here, electrical engineering related, computer science related, mechanical engineering related, mathematics related, and also you can, go by other subjects if you're interested in other subjects as well. Now, if you want to go by index term, again, you can go by index term. So sometimes you do see country as part of the index term because this whole research was based on that country, findings from that specific country. So that's why you see that. And of course, because we already know which institution, we have selected all that 3 institutions. So we know which institution, location also roughly, so maybe this is not necessary. Probably look at the time timeline. So maybe in the last 3 years, or if you want to see the past research, leave it as it is. So at this point, okay, now if I click on, let's say I'm interested in looking at this research. Okay, so you can just click on the full text because it's available in full text. You can see it's full text PDF. You can see this is you are able to download, and the whole research this is a very new research, 2025, so it's available to you. Okay. So in next week on 28 onwards, what you will see on your right here is you will see the research assistant will appearing here. So in quick glance, this is a 97-page paper, 97-page research paper, dissertations. But you can always quickly look at the key takeaways, the key concepts, and also the research topic that has been suggested by this platform. Okay, later I will use my ID to show you, but I just want to show you on this. Okay, this is what you will see once you have access to the research assistant. So now if I go back to explore some of the older ones, let's say I want to see from 1940 to 49. Okay. Maybe we don't. Okay, sorry. The most of the full texts are available from 1997 on. Okay, why I want to show you this is you will still see the foundational research as well as you will see some of the citation connection here. Okay, let's assume this is something interesting for you. This is related to you. This is from Stanford University in 2009. Just assume that this paper is very interesting and you want to explore more. Of course, once you have the research assistant, you can see the key takeaway quickly. But now what I want to show you is this. So we have also have indexed all the references used to conclude this research. So if you want to see, okay, this paper, what references have been used, you can also see these are the reference papers that has been used. So if you see again, if you're able to click on it, it's hyperlinked at your institution. That means you are able to access to the content. Otherwise, you may not. If you're not able to, usually I recommend to take the citation so that you can find it elsewhere. And on your left here, do you see a document with shared references? So these are all the other papers which has shared the references of this paper that you are examining, the paper that you are exploring. So that is what it means. Okay, now foundational research, it will eventually become part of the research assistant because it's easier to navigate. So you see what is foundational research. Foundational research is this two research paper seems to have relationship because the paper here have used more than 5 references, at least 5 references has been applied in this research, and this research has subsequently cited 4 times cited, right? So if you can find this paper, that's good. If you don't find it, like this one, if it's hyperlinked, you can click on it and read it. This is also related to this paper and is suggested here. So that is how you can use the foundational paper. But if you say, no, I'm not looking for any scholarly journals or some other documents, what I want to see a similar dissertation, then as you scroll down, you will see the similar dissertation. So you can see this paper and this paper that you were examining here, they seems to be have a lots of similarities, and they have shared like at least 6 references. So it is suggested for you to read. This is from University of California. This is from Stanford University. Okay, so that's how you can expand your discovery of your literature, not only looking at one paper, but you can also look at some of the foundational paper that has been suggested here. You can look at the similar dissertation. You can open up to see more, 186 with shared references. So these are other papers has been shared the references. So this is another one. This is University of California. This is also from University of California with 3 references. You can see all that easily. So you can expand your discovery of your content from one paper that you have identified that is relevant to you, and from there you expand it. All right, so that is the citation connection, how you can expand your discovery of your content from here, from the from this document page. So, okay, I will just hold on here for a second to see if you have any question. I don't see any questions so far. Okay. Okay, we will move on. Just give me 1 minute. I want to open up my access so that I can show you how this Proquest Research Assistant will look like when it is available in your access next week from Monday onwards. Okay. So I'm using my access. This is Proquest Access. So from my access, I will show you how it works, how it will look like. So let's say we want to do a research on so let's say come to this. So my research is on supply chains at NOFT, but what I want to see is the risk management and risk mitigation. So for example, I want to see that, right? So I used another row and said, okay, I want to look at the risk management or the risk mitigation related to supply chains. Here I can change this to NOFT as well. Remember, I usually don't confine. I confine much later after I have searched. Okay, but now I'm searching on using a platform, Proquest One Academic. But what I want to zoom in here to show, to see the dissertation and thesis. So in your dissertation and thesis, when you do your search, there will be also an AI capabilities, AI integration. Most likely will suggest you some of the terms related to you. So is it that you're looking at it from the supply chain risk management, or is it channel coordination, or supply network? What is that, risk averse or something like that? But how do I see it from the dissertation and thesis? So if I click on this, let me show you on my right here. So I'm going to use the full text, right? Hold on a second. Now let's say if I click on this is 2010. Okay, on my right here, next week, what you will be seeing is something like this, the research assistant. So this is 182 pages. Okay, usually you will read the abstract, but now you probably can look at the key takeaway of this document. So it talks about the key the research contributes to what is the key takeaway of this research. Additional topic that has been discussed in this page. Can you see that? Additional topics discussed in the document, and also the relationship to your search term that you have conducted. So if I've conducted search term on supply chains and supply chain and risk management and risk mitigation. So it will say what is the relationship, this paper and your search terms, what is the relationship like, okay? That is one on the key takeaway. Then you also have this brainstorm, hold on, important concepts. So if I click +1 just now, you also want to see what are the important concepts that has been discussed in this paper. So you will see this is about strategic sourcing. Then if you scroll down, it's about supply chain integration. I think there's about 6 concepts that will be surfaced to you on this research. So let's say if I'm interested in looking at some of these concepts, like say strategic sourcing, you just have to click on it and it will do the search for you and say, okay, you're looking for strategic sourcing. Here are some results that you want to, some papers that you want to explore. So it's very easy, very straightforward when it comes to using the AI integration, the research assistant. Okay, that is concepts. So if you want to see what are the topic that I can explore apart from what you have it in your mind, you want to see what are the brainstorm related research topics suggested by the AI, the research assistant. So you click on the brainstorm related research topic. So it suggests you, okay, if you're doing research related to supply chain risk management, this is risk management strategies. So this is the proposed or suggested research topic. So this is on impact, this is on the role of e-procurement, the flexibility of supply chain risk mitigation. There are about 5 topics will be suggested to you. And if you're interested in to do research, let's say if you identify this as something interesting, you can just click on the magnifying glass and it will conduct the research for you. So flexibility, supply chain, risk mitigation, adaptation, market condition, and gives you some results related to those research. Okay. So because yours will be more on the dissertation and thesis specifically. Okay. So that is why it's very important. This research assistant is very interesting. Hope you will have it by Monday onwards. It is the launch date. So we are launching it, rolling it out to all the customers on 28th of April. Now, next one, remember I already spoke about the similar dissertations as well as the foundational research. So if I click here, up here, you will see the foundational research. Okay, this is the foundational research. So just now it's already there, but now it's already part of the research assistant. Easy to access it more. The accessibilities become much easier. So the foundational research, let's say the thing is, if you want to expand your discovery of your papers, so apart from this, you want to see this, this is published in scholarly journals and it has been subsequently cited 500 times, something that it is recommended to consult. So you can see that this has been suggested. And if you see like this in your institution, if it is clickable, that means you're able to access to those content. So because my ID, most likely I have a lot of content behind. So that's why some of it is clickable from my end, but just check it on your ID. Now, similar dissertation, same, right? These are dissertation that has been recommended to read. There's 12 shared references. There are 9 similarity. That is something recommended. So that's how it will look in your search results once you have access to the research assistant content. Now I will go to the very last part. Why is publishing this information is important? But before I go to that, I also want to share with you how you can retrieve the content from this platform easily. All right, I think it's very easy. Let me share with you how to do that using your ID. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, back to your Access. Hold on. So whatever that we did earlier, because I have logged in without saving, so it's no longer here. So I will show you if you want to save it in future. Let's say we go back to some of our search examples, and then we'll see how you can save them accordingly. Let's say I want to do research on this. Okay, I want to do research on sustainable logistics or supply chain or transport. Okay, so but my key term is sustainable, or you can also put sustainability. So if you want it either sustainable or sustainability, you can use the asterisk. And again, you can use NOFT. Then you say either I want to see from the logistics or supply chain, or from transport, sustainable transport, and let's say it's NOFT. You can search it before, but then after that, if you realize that you want to focus on what is the role of the corporates or the other bodies when it comes to social responsibilities, so you can also modify again, see if it's correct. Just modify again. You can add on one more row, and you say it's social responsibilities. So now you will have all your key terms all here. You have more confined or more refined results. So they're talking about sustainable practices, corporate performance, social responsibilities, and so on. So now what you want to do is you got your results here, and it's not that many, and you can confine it accordingly. And you basically say, yes, I want to save my searches, right? You can save your search here. You can create your alert here, right? You can do. But to do so, although you have signed in through your institution, but this Proquest platform needs to know who is going to personalize this, because you will have many students, many users, but who is going to save this? Which account? Where do you want to save this? So you need to have a folder. Okay, I will show you how to save how to save those searches. The searches also you need to save. Recent searches, right? You have conducted this search and you want to save this. How to do that? You need to have access to your account, your research account, a folder. But if you want to just download, you don't need the folder. You just say, okay, I'm good with this. I'm going to download this. You just click on it. It's a full PDF. Download it from here. Do you see there's an icon? There's a PDF icon. You can download from here. You can download it from here. You can also click on the three dots and say, no, I can also save it into the cloud saving options, Google Drive or Microsoft OneDrive. Or there are many other options for you to retrieve the content, cite it now, email it, print it, or save it to the documents. Or if you say immediately, I want to export this information to my citation management system. So if you're using Mendeley or Citavi or EndNote or RefWorks or any other form of citation management system, you just import them into a RIS file. So you click on a RIS file, just say, yes, I want to import this RIS file, just you get the platform to create the bibliographic information. Then you go to either your Mendeley or to your Zotero or your Citavi or your EndNote or your any of your citation management system. Then go there and you import this over. You save this and then you import it over to the from there. You edit or you go to your citation management system. You just import it. So the bibliographic information will be imported so that you can use it for your referencing later on. Okay, so that is how you can use all these tools, all these options to retrieve the content from this platform. I think getting this information is very straightforward, very easy, so that I may not talk about it here, so much of it, because it's easy and straightforward. But what is important is if you want to create an account. Okay, so let me show you using my ID again, because you need to see from my access. I can't log into your institution's access. Okay. So again, come back to this. So this is my ID again, Proquest Associate, my research account. So how to create a research account? So you just click on the people icon. So even if you click on sign in, you still can create the account here. You create an account. It's very easy, very straightforward. You just enter the email address. If possible, use your institutional email, your password, and confirm it, and then you create an account and acknowledge all this. You create an account. I've already got my account, so I can sign in. So in the moment you have created the account, you can use it immediately. So I'm going to use my account. Hold on. Okay. So what I have access here, when I sign in, I have access to this research folder, my research folder, where you can basically say, I have identified these documents to evaluate further. Then you can keep the documents. So this document I have added recently. These are some documents that I have added. So if I want to come to this page next time, I can evaluate it and then I can export them over. Okay, I evaluate it and I find it interesting, then I can export it over accordingly. Okay, that is for the document. So if I have done any search in the past, let's say I go back here. So let's say I want to run a search again. Let's use this again, another example, the lithium battery. Let's say I want to search, right? And just search it NOFT. So if you want to save your searches, if you want to just quickly save the entire search, what you do is you run your search first, confine it accordingly, refine it by dates, by institutions, by subjects, by indexing, index terms. With all that, hold on, take some time, right? So once you are here, you see a lot of results. What you do is you just go back to here to save your searches, save your search. So when you save your search, okay, you can name this as lithium batteries, right? Lithium batteries, lithium ion batteries or Li-ion. So you just save it and it is already saved into your folder. So where do I find the folder? Either you click here or you close it. Next time when you come back, you go to the people icon, you go to your saved searches. So these searches have been saved into your research folder. Why it's important to save is next time you just click and you can go back to your search and start looking at other papers. Or if you've already done, what you want to do is you want to create alert and say, okay, if there's any new dissertation and thesis being added to this platform, I want to know. So what you do, you create alert and you name it as it's already here, but you just name this alert for your references, and it was sent to your registered email. You can add your additional email, how frequent that you want to receive the alert, the new documents it is being added. Okay, now here you take note of this, because as you know, the content will be added newly to the platform. So that means from today onwards, any new documents is being added related to lithium batteries, lithium ion batteries, it's something it will detect. But what you also will get is some institutions, they will send they become partner with platform, Proquest, and what they will send is they may send the previous dissertation and thesis dated previous before this, right? So what you do for dissertation and thesis, I would suggest use newly added document, including historical data. So you select that and you change this to whichever, how many months that you want to receive, or how long do you want to receive the notification, you create alert. Once you have created the alert, it will be all stored here, and it will start running the search according to how you have set it. And based on the frequency, it will send to your email, and you can click on the link in the email. You can click the link and you get access to this research. So that is the My Research account that is available to all of you here. You can create it now if you already have access to this platform. You can create and save the documents, save the searches, access to the search immediately, create alerts accordingly. So I have covered all the important points that you need to know to utilize this platform. If you have any question, just feel free to ask. Otherwise, I'm going to the very last part of this session to share some of this learning materials. Okay, I see no question. I will move on again. But before that, let me also share what are the advantages, to publish the dissertation as it is. We have lots of academician here. I'm sure you know how difficult it is to publish dissertations or theses, to convert them into a scholarly papers. Sometimes it takes a lot of time, lots of effort, a lot of inputs, additional inputs, changing this, changing that. It may take a lot of time. So it is not easy to publish your dissertation to converting into a scholarly paper. But if you can do that, that will be great. But it takes a lot of time. But it is also good you publish it as it is, as the dissertation and thesis, by partnering with Proquest platform, Proquest partnering with Proquest, because it allows you to get the wider reach out when it comes to recognition from the researchers community. Because number one is Proquest platform is accessible by users across the world. Number two, with this indexing, it's also discoverable to scholarly Google scholars, and also available as an index in the Web of Science, which reached out to many researchers across the community. So that's why it's a wider reach out, partnering with Proquest and disseminating your dissertation and thesis. Number two is, of course, you can see the work contribution to your field, because it's also able to extract by certain subjects, fields, as well as keywords. So you can amplify your impact of your work within the field. And of course, publishing will increase your visibility, discoverability with all the index is being embedded. It's becoming easy to discover. So the discoverability will increase, visibility will increase. That will lead to more potential collaborations, and also use of your content. So in the impact, based on the impact in the impact in terms of who is using my content, the institution can also analyze that. And the curriculum vitae, of course, you enhance your curriculum vitae. This will be part of your career advancement. If it's a content is being tracked, and see the use of UTeM's dissertation has been used across the world. So and whose research has been highly accessed. It's all can be tracked. So it's a career advancements, networking opportunity, as well as research funding. And most importantly, what I like the most is preservation of your work. So if you notice, if I go and search for some content or the research done in the 17th century, I can still find some because it is already part of the Proquest platform. The preservation of work is available, preventing being lost or forgotten, right? It's there. So 10 years later it's still there, 15 years later it's still there, that's why preservation of work. Okay, so that's more of it's why important, why is it important to publish? This is more for the early career researchers. And how you can do that, how do you amplify your graduate work is partnering with Clarivate or Proquest Clarivate. Yeah, so you can partner with us. So if you are interested to do that, any of you, feel free to contact us at any time, then we can do that. So again, I just want to share with you. So the discoverable of your dissertation and thesis, it's across the Web of Science research workflow, more than 9,000 organizations, discoverable via Google Scholar and so on. And you can analyze the influence and so on, amplify research through the Google Scholar the moment you publish it. Okay, now I want to share with you some learning support in the guides. So if you notice, if you access to this page here, the document, at the bottom of the document, that you will see discovery tips, dissertation demystified. So that one is actually an e-tutorial for, especially for undergraduate students. If you want to learn what is a dissertation, how is dissertation or thesis useful as a source of my topic, you can learn, you can click on the e-tutorial and learn that. And for those who are postgraduate, early career researchers, still early in your research, you need to learn a little bit more about, about research. So there is actually a guidance at this page. I will share this page in the chat box. Okay, I'm going to share in the chat box. Can you see in your chat box? You can click on it. So when you click on that link, you will come to this page, right? This page. At this page, you will be able to see the dissertation bootcamp with the modules 1, module 2, module 3. So what I have done, I have spent a lot of time covering on module 2. So if you want to have a getting started, because I find this is very straightforward. So I'm sure this is easy to follow. But you have this module 3, you can see a developing productive writing plan is also important for you. So you take your time, or for academicians, for lecturers or professors, if you want to use this as part of your teaching material for your students, you can use this e-tutorial. Yeah, you can integrate them into your learning management system. Okay, so this is the e-learning companions. If you go up, if you scroll up, if you click on dissertations, so do you see a top 25 most accessed dissertation? This one I usually recommend users to access, because you can see why these dissertations are top used, why is highly used. So for example, this is for the March 2025. So servant leadership, a theoretical model. This is from the management, subjects of management. So if you click to read it, you can read it because it's available to you in full text. Yeah. And also this is educational leadership. It's been top used. Although these are not current. This is 2003. This has been 2017, 2012. But they have been popular. They've been so popular. They've been highly accessed, highly used. So that's why highly accessed and highly downloaded, right? So that's why they become popular. And if you want to know why they're popular, you can also explore it. So this is for March 2025. You also have it for this thesis. But if you want to see the archive, you just click the archive. So archive goes way back to 2024 and the past years. You can explore it here. Okay. And there are also some award-winning dissertations that shared. Some of this award-winning dissertation, if it is not clickable, it may not be able to access in full. So this is from Princeton University. It's an award-winning dissertations. So if you want to access, you can. So if it's clickable and accessible, you can access. Some of it, they might hold it. They said, okay, there's some, probably have some patent to do, so they probably hold it. But otherwise, you should have access to this content. Okay, so these are some of the learning materials that I wanted to share with you. like I've already shared the top access dissertation and the award-winning dissertation here. Okay. And the LibGuides I've shared. Okay, the very last part, I just want to recap. We are just about time, about 12 o'clock. I just want to recap what we have done so far. You know how to get to your Proquest dissertation and thesis global. You know how to navigate it, accessing to the basic search, the advanced searches, filter it on the filtering panel, on your left panel, accessing to the document, expand your discovery with the citation connections such as the foundational research or the similar dissertations. And in future, if you have the research assistant, it will also share with you on information such as a key takeaway, the key concepts, as well as suggested topics. And you also have access to some of the referenced material part in the reference content in the past, and also the shared references information. Okay, so you know how to explore all that, along with the the full text, how you want to download the full text, or how do you export it to citation management system, or how do you to export it to your cloud saving options, and also how to create a folder and save them into your research folder, save the documents, save the searches, save the alerts. Okay, so you can do so. And to apply some of the best practices, I did show you. You do have the e-tutorial to learn. You have the search tips that you can click and learn, and you have seen some examples that I have shown you. Okay? And you will be able to, of course, you will be able to understand the impact of publishing your dissertation and thesis as a dissertation and thesis by partnering with Proquest. So that is how, why is it important to publish that? So we have gone through that. And I've spoken about the curation and organizing the information. Is how do you download, how do you save to your cloud saving option, how do you export it to citation management system, how you can create a folder and save those documents to access subsequently, create alert and stay updated, and so on. Okay, so this is what we have done in 1.5 hours. So with that, I'm now kind of coming to end of the session. If you have any question, just feel free to let me know. I will be here for another few more minutes to see if you have any question. Otherwise, I think we can end the session. I will pass it over to Puan Hasliza.